What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the This Just In podcast, episode 6. We've got a good lineup for you and a special guest. But first, back, as always, with Jared. Jared, how are you feeling today?
Pretty good. Traveled
Pretty
up
good?
to do some service in factory area, packaging.
The factory.
Was pretty fun.
Yeah, doing the factory work, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I feel you. I really don't, because I don't do that. But I feel you. And we got a special guest. Aidan, how you feeling today?
Feeling great. Coming off that Browns dub yesterday. More pumped than ever. I got my group project done last week, and I have a free week of classes. So I'm feeling great.
That's good to hear. Jared, I don't know if your Corey Bajorquez theory is kind of working right
Okay. It was looking pretty good until Lesnofsky stepped in. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad that I'm wrong. But I'm a little mad. Because,
Did you wear the Kate York jersey for the game?
no.
No.
You have a
You
Cade
gotta wear that for an episode.
I do have a Cade York jersey.
That's the worst money spent ever on a jersey.
It is.
You told me you were getting that too in English class back in
Yes, sir.
the day. You
I
said,
was-
"I'm getting this jersey." All right, Aidan, you're the special guest today. You want to do a little introduction, introduce yourself here for everybody?
Oh, yeah, we'll do. So my name's Aidan Dobson. I go to Ball & Wallace. I'm a part of Jared's fraternity, Alpha Sigma Phi. I'm a junior studying accounting and finance. What else do I got to say about myself? I'm a big Cleveland sports fan. I've been a Guardians/Indians fan, Browns fan, Cavs fan since I was probably 3 years old. I'm also a Minnesota Vikings fan too, so just to throw that out there. Yeah, that's basically me.
It's kind of like
Interesting,
Justin with this Saints fan. Whatever we call that.
I don't want to talk about it. All right, I don't want to talk about the Saints right
But
now.
like...
Josh
but-
Dobbs is him.
Jameis Winston's
that.
better than Derek Carr. I'm just putting that out there.
Well, Jameis Winston's good for entertainment purposes. Maybe
Fact,
not.
I have a whole album on my phone
Quarterback
saved of
wise.
just Jameis funny moments.
I don't know how he gets away with that
You got
in
that.
games.
He's so goofy, man. He's so goofy. But Jared, we're gonna get in here. Our it's pretty much every episode thing now, just doing blind rankings, right? But
Yeah.
normally when we have special guests, we throw the blind rankings onto the special guest. So Aidan, you're getting a blind ranking from both of us. You know how blind rankings work?
I do not.
Okay, so pretty much I'm gonna give you a topic, and then you're gonna rank 5 things in that topic, 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst, but you don't know what's coming next.
Oh, I've seen these TikToks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you've
got
seen that? Yeah, we steal it straight from other people.
it. All right.
Jared, you want to give it yours first?
All right. Your topic for me is top 5 cheeses.
Jesus.
What the-
Common food theme. Shut up, Justin. It's gonna be great. All right. Your first cheese got Parmesan, a classic.
Okay, Parmesan, a staple. I'm gonna balance. I'm gonna go 3. Put
Okay,
them
okay.
Okay.
Second cheese.
I respect it.
Alfredo.
5.
Wow. That's
Alfredo.
low-key a crazy take in my
That was
opinion.
quick,
but
dude. That was quick.
I've never have associated any cheese with Alfredo in my life.
Jared, you do realize Alfredo is made of Parmesan, right?
well, okay. You're kind of right, but you're also kind of wrong. So we're moving on to the third one. We got pepper jack.
Pepper jack. That's tough because it's very different from like your typical cheese. Also,
That's very true.
it's not like anyone's go-to cheese. I'm trying to predict what you could be asking me next, like what kind of cheeses, because there's Swiss, provolone, mozzarella, American, cheddar. You could be asking me. Gouda. I'm gonna go pepper jack into 4.
Okay. Your fourth cheese, we got white cheddar. Not that regular cheddar, that white cheddar.
I'm gonna go 2. I think white cheddar is pretty good. It's a slept
Leaving the
on.
1 for last.
Yeah,
The one
I'll go
for last.
Bold
The
move.
number 1 cheese, we got provolone.
1 easy. That's a perfect list.
That's a good list. That's
I
a
love
good
Good list. I respect it.
No, I like that. I think I probably would have swapped Parmesan and pepper jack.
Yeah, that could be. That's like the 2 I would say that's most
Yeah.
interchangeable. But aside from that,
Sure.
I think it's pretty good.
That's a good. I just kicked my desk and moved it. Oh my god.
Womp womp.
All right. Well, I went away from food because we've been doing food for like every single episode. We're branching out, right? We're going to the internet. All right, and I've got 5 websites for you to blind rank. We're
All
gonna
right.
start with Amazon.
What? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be real. Amazon's in the 1.
I respect it, honestly.
Amazon is taking over this world as we speak.
That's true. That's so
They're,
I
true.
respect
they're,
it.
they're killing stores back and forth.
Next we've got one of our platforms that you can follow us on YouTube at This Justin Podcast. YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube. I'm gonna put YouTube in the 3.
YouTube in the 3.
ooh.
Another
Okay.
staple.
That's interesting.
What could slate that 2 though? I feel like YouTube's definitely up there. That should have been
It's
a 2
up
in
there,
my
for
opinion.
sure. All right, well, we're going to something a little smaller here. We got Etsy next.
I feel like if you ask one in every, like 5 people what Etsy is, I bet you 4 of them will say they don't know what it is,
Yeah, probably.
which sucks. But I gotta put Etsy. Oh, I'm gonna go Etsy in the 5.
I like
Etsy in
that.
the 5. All right, you've still got, what do you have? Still have 2 and 4?
Yep.
2 and
Yeah,
4.
2
All right,
and-
well, we've got cool math games next.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'll put
Yeah,
that.
that's a good one.
I'll put that in the 4.
Putting cool math games in the 4.
I'm hoping.
Math games go
I'm hoping-
crazy in English.
I'm hoping you ask me this one website.
Cool math games. It was a staple back in the day during
It
class.
was.
The Flash player back when that
It still is. I can't lie.
All right, well, the last one we have is Reddit.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Reddit and YouTube can be interchangeable, but
Reddit in the 2.
it's not.
I would have switched YouTube and Reddit.
I think I
But-
would have switched YouTube and Reddit.
I thought you were for real gonna ask me Google or Yahoo or something like that.
I almost wrote Google down. I
Ooh.
almost did.
Almost
why-
had it. That would have been
Too-
dirty.
I thought about it, but I was gonna go with some different ones. I feel like Google gets you to other websites, but I also forget it actually is a website on its own. So
That's true.
it's a little weird.
I never.
We got a little new segment here going on. We're just gonna take some young players, some rookies, sophomores, and third years from both MLB, NFL, and the NBA, and grade their careers so far. Just so we'll do just like letter grades A through F, how their career is gone, and maybe a little bit of projection as well for if they're gonna get better. Start with the MLB, our second-year MLB player. We all know a lot about him, Stephen Kwan. How are we grading his career so far?
Ooh. Okay. Stephen Kwan. I'm gonna give him an A-. I think he can build a little bit of power. I know he's a short guy, and it's gonna be hard for him, but great defense. Hopefully, we lock him up because that's a scare in the Dolan interim of their ownership. He needs to stay. He's just so good at what he does.
Yeah,
That's all I got for him. Of course you would. Of course you would. Anybody would. Like,
Pay him.
who
Yeah,
wouldn't?
Pay the man. I'm gonna give him a B. I think he had a better rookie year than he did his sophomore year, but that tends to happen
100%.
with players. I think he can be, that leadoff guy for years to come. So I would pay him. I think he's done great. Fielding, obviously great. I mean, 2 Gold Gloves already. So I'll give him a B. I'd like to see a little bit. I need to see that third year, the average number get back up a little bit since it's slumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Well, I'm repping his shirt right now, so I'll just show you guys real quick.
Guard.
Yes, sir.
On.
Yeah, I just put it on last second before I joined, but yeah, I'm gonna go with. I would say B plus A minus interchangeable. I mean, I think he's honestly a top 10 defender without a doubt, maybe even top 5 in the whole MLB. I mean, you see him all the time on the highlight reel making those defensive plays. Kind of reminds me of like a Kenny Lofton kind of type player, maybe a little bit slower, obviously. Yeah. I wish he had a little more pop to his bat, but contact-wise, he's probably one of the best in the league. Defense-wise, one of the best in the league. He's a good base runner. I just wish if he had a little more pop to it, maybe it was a little more consistent with the batting, especially his second year. You got an A plus type player right there. I mean, probably one of the best outfielders in the game. I just hope, like Jared said, if the Guardians lock this guy up, he's going to be a cornerstone player for this team for years to come.
Definitely a fun player that the Guards have right now. Gotta make sure you do pay him because you let go some other outfielders that ended up playing good. Will Benson, Nolan Jones. You don't want to let that happen with Stephen
Will
Kwan.
Benson Glaze is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't. He was good.
That's
this
1 year.
year.
That's 1 year though.
I mean, yeah, but he still played well.
That's true.
Not gonna put the man down, Jared.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, we're going on to a little bit of a polarizing third year MLB player. I'm pretty sure it's third year. Quick Google search, so that could always be wrong. But Alek Manoah, no longer even with the Blue Jays.
Alek Manoah.
An incredible start.
This is a weird one to grade because he was real good 2 years ago, and then the downfall.
He was really good.
I want to say he can get back there. So I'm going to give him a C+. I think it's just the right grade from being really bad and really good. He just has to get in the right mental state and build his confidence back up. And then he'll definitely be one of the top pitchers, especially with that young and ready Blue Jays team to compete in that AL.
Yeah, I would say a C+. I mean, I remember him 2 years ago. That season was ridiculous that he had.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
The best ERAs and the whips in the league, and last year he was dog water. To put it straightforward. I mean, he got sent down and he got rocked in the minors too. But
Yeah, he got rocked in rookie ball.
yeah, I mean, it was terrible.
It's crazy.
I'm hoping he can make a bounce back because, I mean, when 2 years ago, he was a huge asset for that Toronto Blue Jays team. So I'm hoping he could bounce back. If not, then might be career over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going C. He's still young, started out really good. Yeah, we mentioned, last year was awful. He's kind of exactly what the Blue Jays are missing right now. So I'm sure they're also hoping he can get back to that form. But I mean, the highs are really, really good, really, really high, and then the lows were astronomically low. So kind of just put him in the middle there with a C. Next, we've got our rookie. Didn't win either of the Rookie of the Years. Those were just released. Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson won those. But I do have the guy from Cincinnati, Ellie De La Cruz, electric player. How we rate what he did?
If we're going entertainment-wise, we're going at an A+. But we're not going entertainment-wise, so I'm going to hit him with a B. Very streaky last year, was real good at times, and then sort of to the end of the year, he cooled off a lot, dropping the average and striking out way more than compared to when he got called up initially. I think if he builds more right side potential, hitting from the right side, he'll definitely shoot up grade ranking wise, but he just has to find the consistency in the right side. The difference is average wise, strikeout wise, type of contact even. It's a little scary, but he's a young guy, a lot of media attention, so he's got a lot of pressure going on him, in my opinion.
Yeah, he reminds me exactly of O'Neal Cruz from the Pirates. I mean, those two are just identical. I would go B-. I mean, he has his games where he has a single that comes off the bat at 120 miles an hour, and then he hits for the cycle, and then the next 3 games he's 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. I think a big part of being an MLB player is consistency. And if you don't have consistency, then, you're not going to contribute much. Even if you hit for, 20 home runs and 80 RBIs, but if you're not consistent, and then, what's the point? But he's still young, very young. I mean, dude, he's 21. Well, he's almost as old as me. But give it a couple of years. He's a huge factor on that Reds team. Building around him, Spencer Steer, Jonathan India, Will Benson even. That team's going to be really good.
I think I'm going to go a little bit higher than both you guys did. I think I'm going to go B+, just because I know the consistency is not there, but just the talent that he did put on display when he had those great games, like you mentioned, the velocity of the ball that he hit, crazy. The fielding, he'd make some crazy fast throws, run the base pass. I mean, he's extending plays that shouldn't be doubles or triples into doubles and triples. I mean, the speed is something you can't teach. Like all those skills, something you can't teach. He's just going to get better and improves. It's a little bit of projection in there, but even for what he did show, he showed flashes that he can hit from both sides. He showed that he can be, top guy in the order for the Reds. And that's what you want to see out of a guy just out of his rookie year. Show the flashes.
100%.
All right, well, we're going on football here once again. A first year, a second year, and a third year player. We'll actually go in order this time. I don't really know why I started with the second year player, but we'll actually go in order this time. Start with a Viking. Actually, we got Jordan Addison.
Ooh, okay. We're grading this based off of what, 9 or 10 games?
Yeah, still it was super early.
For the performance this year, I'll go an A. Stepping up after Jefferson hits the IR, that's big in a Vikings offense that's been I don't want to say like looking sketchy, but losing Kirk and then having Josh Dobson, who's played great this year, which is crazy. We wish the Browns could have had him as our replacement this year rather than PJ Walker. But Addison, he's just so explosive at times, and that's really what the Vikings needed when Jefferson got hurt, and he brings a lot to that offense that a lot of other rookie receivers wouldn't bring.
Yeah, I gotta go A with this. This is a clear A for me. Dude's been electric. I mean, that 49ers game was amazing. And he really has stepped up in the hole that, Jefferson left for him. And, there's a lot of questionability when he got drafted because he had that speeding and that driving recklessness. But he's really proved he is a huge reliable option for that Vikings offense. And I think he fits in perfectly. And I seriously think him, Jefferson, and Hawkinson are a huge, huge trio threat for the next probably 5 years. So I got to go A for Jordan Addison.
Yeah, I got to agree with you guys. I'm probably going to go A as well, just because he's done what he's needed to do. Be on the other side of Jefferson, of course, when Jefferson was healthy. And then now when Jefferson's been on the IR, he's completely filled in as that number one target for whoever's playing quarterback, whether it was Kirk before he got hurt or Dobbs now, or a few, plays at Jaren Hall. Whoever had that job, Addison was the guy after Jefferson went down. Played well. Obviously, coming out of the draft, he was always a great separator, knew how to find space on the routes, had a, really advanced route tree for, a guy coming out of a college like, Pitt and USC. You don't really see receivers coming out with that advanced of a route tree, but kind of happens in a Lincoln Riley offense. But I was a little bit worried about his frame coming into the league. I mean, really, really skinny, kind of like a twig, but he's taken contact well. He's played through it well. He's adjusted to it. And I'm going to give him an A. He's looking like one of the best rookie receivers out of this class, probably the best right at the moment. All right, we got a quarterback here who is kind of like a rookie because he didn't actually play his rookie year that much till the end of the year. We got Sam Howell, one of my favorite guys.
Ooh, Sam Howell. I'm gonna give him a C minus. I don't know how I feel about Sam Howell right now. Like he has the tools, but he just hasn't put it in the win column, I guess. Which I can't necessarily say is all his fault, but in the league right now, winning is kind of a quarterback stat. And if you're not a successful quarterback, your team isn't going to win as much. So that's kind of how I feel. I don't know how to grade Sam Howell right now. Kind of a weird quarterback to rank.
I kind of see him as like a Jameis Winston Buccaneers quarterback. A lot of touchdowns, a lot of interceptions, a lot of inconsistency, a lot of passing yards, but the team's not winning. I would give him, I'd say a B minus or a B. I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he's terrible at all. I think if you give that team a little more help, a better O-line, maybe a decent tight end, maybe a better receiver or a running back even, because let's be real, Robinson and Gibson aren't the best. Neither are the receivers. I saw him play yesterday against Seahawks. He has a sling. He has a good arm. He really does. I think he has a great arm. He's not too slow. He has great agility and elusiveness. I think you could work on him for a couple of years maybe, and I think he could be a really decent quarterback for that Commanders team. So for now, I would say B minus for now. He helped me win my fantasy league yesterday, so I'll maybe say B plus actually. But
I'm gonna go to B plus here. I'm a big Sam Howell believer. Right? He was a projected first round quarterback for a while for a reason. Commanders ended up getting him in the 5th, I believe. And honestly, for a 5th round quarterback, he's exceeded what you'd want. He looks like he could be their starter of the future. Obviously, his first year of play, quarterback is the toughest position to play in the NFL. I always give a minimum of 3 seasons playing. It's my rule. So Sam Howell's first, and he's looked pretty good. Rocket arm, great improviser. Inconsistencies there. He doesn't have an O-line, but I can't blame all the sacks in the O-line because Sam Howell also does take a lot of sacks. He holds on to the ball. But again, that's something he's going to learn with more time playing, kind of getting more adjusted to that offense. Maybe get him a little bit more receiving help because Jahan Dotson's been dropping the football, and Terry McLaurin isn't always there. When he does show up, he's great, but he isn't always there. You don't really have a wide receiver 3, and I don't really trust Logan Thomas as a long-term tight end. So get him some weapons, get him an O-line, teach him to throw the football out a little quicker, and I think you have your guy for the future right there in Sam Howell. All right, we got a running back. I think I stuck with all offense. I don't know what my mind's going to. But we got an interdivision running back for the Browns, right? Very polarizing, Najee Harris.
Oh, dude.
Great rookie year, has kind of fallen off since. Actually, not even he actually just genuinely has fallen off.
I'm going to give Najee a C+ in that kind of C+ rating. Great rookie year, but he just has not a lot of athleticism anymore, and he doesn't have the speed, which is, you kind of need speed and athleticism to be a good running back. You don't see a lot of big power backs like Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb sort of enter the league, but Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry are significantly more athletic and faster than Najee. So I think he's in a tough spot. I would like, hopefully, well, not hopefully because I don't like the Steelers, but from a perspective to just see a guy get better, I hope he's able to build athleticism, and hopefully he learns that in a sketchy Steelers offense. So the sort of like vibe isn't really lenient heavy on him right now. And I think he's also got to watch out for Jaylen Warren, who kind of is almost the exact opposite running back fit. He's smaller, he's faster, and he's playing better throughout these past 2 years, you could say. And I think he's just got to keep that in the back of his mind when he's thinking about his future with Pittsburgh.
Najee is such a tough one because I just see that offense, and I just don't see any bright spots aside from Deontay Johnson. That offensive line is also pretty below average.
Yeah.
I feel like he has so much potential, and he's been doing okay recently. I'll go B-, B. I think he has potential. Athleticism, I mean, it's dropped a little bit. He doesn't look like what he did his rookie year. I think the reason he was so good his rookie year was because he had offensive linemen like Villanueva, Pouncey, David DeCastro was another guy, the guard. And that offensive line is terrible now. And you need a good running back starts with a good O-line. So I'll say B-, B for now. But I think he will bounce back his career a lot. I think the past couple of games he's done really good in. And I really do hope he does good because I loved him in college. But as a biased Browns fan, I kind of hope he doesn't do good either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go B-.
That's fair. I think I'm gonna go C, just because I'm a huge advocate of not drafting running back in the first round. As a draft guy, please don't do that. Stop doing that, teams. Any teams listening to this, just don't, please. But if you do, or even if you draft a running back high in general, you want to at least make it through their rookie contract with good production and be confident in them. You're 3 years in Najee Harris, and he's already lost pretty much any of the speed that he had to begin with. He wasn't fast to begin with. It was kind of the two opposites of Etienne and Harris in that one draft. Harris, the mauler, he's going to get you about 5 yards a carry every single time, guaranteed. And then you have Etienne, who's the big play home run hitter. And Najee has lost the confidence, the ability to go out there and really get that 5 yards per carry. He's gotten lower. The speed's not there. The agility's not there. The footwork's not there. The offensive line isn't there either, but a lot of it is on Najee. And I'm going to put a lot of it on Matt Canada too, because he's an awful play caller. But I do think the majority is just on Najee. I mean, he didn't make it through that running back rookie contract that you want to see, and he's just not the guy anymore. Not the guy. All right, well, we've got NBA players now. I did more NBA players because it was initially going to be an NBA only segment, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's just add other players on. So I went through the last 3 NBA drafts and had a random number generator through the first round. Give me these players. So I didn't pick these guys. I didn't pick them. is his random number. It actually gave us some pretty fun ones, but we're gonna start with the 2021 draft. Scotty Barnes.
Okay. I naturally dislike Scotty Barnes just because he won Rookie of the Year over Mobley when I
He deserved
should
it,
have
though.
won it. Oh,
He
okay. That's not true, but okay. But Scotty's putting up great numbers this year. I like to see that the Raptors, who are a little bit of a weird team for me. I don't know what they're doing over there, up north, but he's playing great, and I think I'll give him an A right now. I think putting up those type of numbers, after winning Rookie of the Year, he's shown he can be consistent in this league, facing allegations, which is love to see him beating them allegations at times.
I'd go. Scotty Barnes is tough because he had a good rookie year, but he's been very above average, I would say. I'd go B with him. I think Van Vliet leaving the Raptors gives him a bigger role with him and Pascal Siakam, I would say. More of a big ball lineup with him, Siakam, and OG Anunoby. I'd go B. I'd say he's a very good average player. All around, he has the talent, the shooting, he has the defense, the playmaking and ability. I would say a B for him.
I think I'm gonna go B plus. Before this season, I would have probably gone B minus just because he put up almost identical numbers, if not worse, in his sophomore season. But the third year, he has taken this jump with a bigger role on the Raptors, and he hasn't disappointed. I like the jump I'm seeing from him so far, so I'm gonna move him up to B plus. He has all the tools. He's starting to shoot a little bit more, even if it's not always falling. He's at least taking the shots. Playmaking's improved. He's being more aggressive, going for rebounds, and the defense has always been there for Scotty. So it's really just a matter of the offense coming around, and I think it has started to come around for him. He's a guy I think the Raptors can be confident in building around for their whatever the heck they're doing over there. They're not rebuilding yet. They're not competing, so they're kind of in the medium space of the league.
They're in a weird spot.
Now we got someone who's probably actually going to get low grades, which is unfortunate because I really liked him coming out of college. James Bouknight. I love this dude.
I'm just gonna hit him with. I'll say
you can do it.
A D plus, I guess. I don't dibble dabble into James Bouknight highlights in any way, shape, or form. I know he hasn't been great, but just because he's young, he's got potential at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna hit him with a D plus.
I'll say D plus as well. I kind of forgot about him actually. I questioned why they drafted him in the first place because the year prior they took LaMelo and they already had Terry Rozier and they drafted him. And I was really confused about why they even took him. D plus. He hasn't really shown anything. Maybe even I would say D2 or a D minus in the D area at least. He hasn't really shown nothing. He has a good shot, a good 3-point shot. I know that. But yeah, D area.
Yeah, I'm gonna go D just because he disappointed me so much because I was such a big fan of his coming out of UConn. He was so electric, so fun to watch, and I would give him lower just because of that disappointment. But I also don't think the Hornets have given him a ton of opportunity. He hasn't played much. When he has, he's been bad. So I guess I can't blame him. But he hasn't gotten too many opportunities, which young players need. But he has just not been good at all, which is unfortunate because I thought he could have been a good player in this league. But then again, we also see young talent go to waste on the Hornets all the time. So is it Bouknight? Is it the Hornets? Is it a combination of the two? We don't really know. All right, next guy here, we got Trey Murphy, third-year player for the Pelicans. He's been all right. Jared, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's been all right. Shown some flashes here and there. So just because of that, we'll hit him with the C plus. Guy he's had his moments and kind of on a Pelicans team that future is there when Zion plays. So once that team is healthy and fully able to work as a team, I think we'll see his potential future. And just in all that media, but the vibes and the chemistry, I think it's just all got to come together there in New Orleans, and he'll definitely succeed from that.
Yeah, I just had to pull up his stats real quick to see how he was doing. But I liked him coming out of college. I liked him when the Pelicans took him. When Zion, and only problem is he's a great shooter, a great player, but I don't see him anything more than a good six-man role player, bench player type of guy. And I think the Pelicans have such a good, they have such a great young core roster that I think he fits perfectly well into. And I think could be a great player for that team for years to come. So I see him as a good six-man option, and he is done pretty good. I mean, he averages 15 points, which I did not know. I would say B minus. I go B minus for him.
I think I'm going to give him a B. I really like him. I mean, he plays hard, good defense, which is something you want out of a young player. He's already got that, infused in his brain. Let's go play defense. That's something, that you want to see. And he also just knocks down his shots. I mean, he's a natural born shooter. Got a great shooting stroke there. He hits it. I mean, he's kind of the exact player that you need on championship teams. He hits threes. He plays hard defense. He doesn't complain about role. Seems like a pretty easygoing guy with the media. And that's kind of what you look for a championship role player. I mean, look at all these. I mean, how many teams have succeeded in the past with having that type of guy? I think we could probably name at least one of them on the past 5 champions if we wanted to actually go back and do that. So, I mean, he's the type of guy teams would want. I think that's good. They got him, I think, the 17th pick in the draft. So at that point, you're not really drafting for a star unless you really get lucky and hit on a guy. But out of the 17th pick, I think you got exactly what you would want there. Okay, getting back into things here, we got Walker Kessler next, center for the Jazz. Got a Rookie of the Year vote last year from a Utah Jazz media outlet person. Jared, what are we thinking about Walker Kessler?
I'm going to give Walker Kessler an A minus. Yeah. Love the defensive presence he has in the paint for that Jazz team. I just hope they build a good team around that young core, because the Jazz, they've just come, they've built teams, then just destroyed it, and then they're kind of just in this, we're rebuilding, but are we going to keep the young guys? Because we don't really have that much of a future besides the draft picks. But I like Walker Kessler. Literally, as long as he improves a little bit on the offensive, which he's still fine on offense. So, A minus. Hopefully, he's gonna naturally progress better. So,
I'm gonna sound so crazy. I got him at an A plus. I seriously think he is a legit defensive player of the year candidate. I seriously think if you just traded him for Gobert straight up, I mean, the Jazz would have won that trade. And I think his defensive presence has completely changed that Jazz team as a whole. I don't think his offense is terrible. It's nothing top-notch, like Joel Embiid type or Nikola Jokic type offense. I think his rebounding is extremely elite. His defense is probably one of the best in the league for in the perimeter, contesting shots. That's huge. And I seriously think that Walker Kessler is an elite center and will be for the next decade.
Yeah, I actually am going to agree with Aidan here. I'm going to go A plus, genuinely. Because where you drafted him as well, in the 20s, I mean, come on, you're getting a spectacular player. I mean, yeah, defensive player of the year candidate, was a genuine rookie of the year candidate last year if it weren't for some, exceptional Banchero play, who has kind of, not played as well this year. But I feel the Jazz are doing the same thing they did with Mitchell and Gobert, where you got your defensive anchor and rebounding center in Walker Kessler. And I think they drafted Keontae George, who compares surprisingly well to Donovan Mitchell, just as a pure scoring guard, who is about the same height and weight as well, at around the same pick slot as well. They're literally trying to replicate exactly what they did, which I'm not sure is going to work with these two, but at least with Walker Kessler, you have probably a top 10, top 8 center in the league right now. Insane defensive player. The offense will come. He's already a lob threat, though. Has some moves in the post. He can develop, though. Still young. But, for where you drafted him, you got to be so happy with that.
I need to ask a Timberwolves fan what they think of the Rudy Gobert trade.
I've never met a Timberwolves fan in the flesh.
I haven't either.
They probably hated that trade and regret doing it.
Yeah.
They're doing good right now, though. I mean,
True.
Anthony Edwards is insane.
They don't have any first round picks though for like 5 years.
Womp
Well,
womp.
Yeah. And then when they trade Cat, they'll get some back. All right, we're going to a spur here, right? When a Wemby's running mates. We got Jeremy Sochan.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were gonna go with.
What did you think?
But I thought you were gonna go a little more like Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell route.
Jared, these are second year.
You're right. Oh my god. Okay. No. Okay, back on topic. Jeremy Sohan.
That's the Jared lowlight reel.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go B-. I think he has the build of kind of a weaker Dennis Rodman. Definitely got the personality with the hair color changing and everything. But I think he's a good off comparison to Wemby. Wemby's more of a go at him type of guy and sort of be the main center, and Sohan's able to run that power forward position efficiently and just work on getting rebounds and spacing the floor for that team to hopefully, I don't want to say like build around Wemby being the focal point of the offense, but in the future with a better guard pool and just overall better future, I think he'll be an underrated player in that Spurs offense and defense.
Yeah, I'll go. He's such a tough player. I mean, he reminds me a lot of like Ben Simmons, Dennis Rodman. Like the same build as Ben Simmons, at least. I don't know. I haven't done too much investigating in Jeremy Sochan. I'll go B- for now. I think that first team has a lot of potential. I mean, Devin Vassell, Kelvin Johnson, Wemby, obviously. I think Jeremy Sochan. I feel like once they get a point guard, like a decent point guard, they'll be very good. I think Jeremy Sochan's an all-around good player. He has great rebounding skills, great defensive capabilities. His offense is a little lackluster, inconsistent here and there, in my opinion. I know he's been working on his jump shot and his free throw shooting the past year, which is a huge positive for the Spurs fans, though. But I mean, he's still very young, and I like his hair a lot. So I'll go B- B area.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him just a B. I mean, he's done what you drafted him to do: play defense, be an anchor, be a leader on the team. The playmaking has been good as well. I mean, that's kind of something he could do. A little bit weird for that type of build, but he's got it. Offense does need to come around, but he's starting to play better. He's starting to develop that, and as long as he continues to work on it, like you mentioned, Aidan, that's all we can really hope for. It's almost as if they drafted him a year prior, knowing that they were getting Wemby the next year, because he's literally the perfect guy to play next to Wemby on that team. I think he complements Wemby great. I mean, it's almost if the Spurs knew. It's almost if the NBA draft lottery is rigged, We're not gonna get maybe for another episode.
Yeah.
Maybe for another episode. A hot take episode, part 2.
Low key.
Part 2. No, it's rigged, by the way. Johnny Davis for the Wizards.
Ooh, Johnny Davis.
I think these are probably all gonna be pretty low.
I'm gonna hit him with the FD-. Johnny Davis was not good that first year in any way, and I think unless he gets meaningful minutes, he can prove that, but I just don't think he's going to see the court enough to build his confidence and potential up in that awful Wizards team.
Yeah, I gotta go F. What was he taking? Like a top 10 pick or something like that?
I think he was 10. Yeah, I think he was 10.
He was up there.
10 or 9, and I mean I don't know if the Wizards have just utilized him wrong, or they just haven't been playing him right. But I mean, that team is meant for young players to build and succeed, and for Johnny Davis to not do that, I mean, that's a huge concern if you're any NBA fan, any Wizards fan. I gotta go F with him. I don't see him being in the league for long. I mean, he might be out in 2 years, 3 years. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'll go D- just because I like to think that he's still got something in him, saving him from the F. He's only played in 5 games this year. Hasn't played since November 8th. I was just looking this up. Getting like 10, 12 minutes per game. He did have 11 points, 5 for 5 shooting back against the Heat on the 5th. But He hasn't played in about a week. It's not really a good sign. And yeah, they're not using him. He's not playing well all the time. Last year was abysmal. He was down in the G League for a while and came up and was still bad. So it hasn't really lived up to that. We've got 3 rookies, and the random Denver generator really likes the top of the draft, apparently, because we have the number 1, 2, and 4 overall pick, or
Wow.
5 overall pick. So yeah, Siri loves the top dogs. We'll start. We'll go Vic last, just because it's Wemby. So we'll start with Scoot.
Scoot, this is kind of a weird one because he can be really good, but he's just hasn't put it together throughout these first games. So I'm just gonna give him a B rating, B grade. I think he's got a lot of pressure being that Damian Lillard replacement kind of guy in Portland, and I like hopefully he becomes aggressive. He stays aggressive shooting the ball and complimenting Shaedon Sharp, and hopefully they can be a great duo this season in a hopefully make the play-in type of the Portland team. And all around, just hopefully he gets better. He's got a lot of talent. He can do it all. He's coming from overtime, very competitive, and I think he's gonna bring that competitive to Portland and hopefully elevate them.
Yeah, I think Scoot has a lot of potential. It's hard for rookies, especially like that, because they just expect, them to fill in huge holes. I mean, how it's not easy to fill in Damian Lillard's hole at all. I'll go B. He has lots of potential. It's hard to grade rookies after 12 games. Lots of potential. I think he's going to be a great player. Obviously, he's been okay as of now. He hasn't been too terrible. Hasn't been amazing, obviously. But I'll give him a B, maybe some B plus. Hoping he could step it up in the second half. I think he has a lot of good tools on that team to help him out. I mean, at least it's not just Scoot and a bunch of bums on that Trailblazers team. I mean, yes, Simons, Sharp, Aiton, Jeremy Grant, they're all decent players to have on that team. So I'll go B for Scoot.
I'm gonna be a little harsher here. I'm gonna go C plus. The beginning of that season was terrible, absolutely terrible. He's got talent surrounding him. Sharp, Aiton when he decides to actually play. Anthony Simons is there. I know they have other players. Just not thinking off the top of my head right now, but he just hasn't looked amazing. He's starting to pick it up as of recent, but he just hasn't looked amazing. Some of the skills you thought would translate haven't fully translated over yet, and some of the skills that were he needed to work on have really, really been taken advantage of by other teams, especially the shooting. He can't shoot. I mean, Scoot can't shoot. It's not helping him right now. I mean, that's you're able to play off of him. At least he's taking the shots, but he can't hit them. I mean, he really has to work on that jump shot. Driving in and just using your strong frame every time is not going to work in the league. That can't be your go-to unless you're literally LeBron. And even he developed, a little look at the ball. So, yeah, Scoot needs something. It's early though. I mean, rookie point guards really hard to play because you're expected to come in here and run the offense, and it's been doing fine. But I kind of expected more from him. We've got the Pistons Thompson twins. Is that Asar? Ahmed's on the Rockets. Yeah, Asar.
I have not checked his play as much as I should have, if I'm being completely honest.
That's fair.
I know
what I'm doing.
It's kind of hard because it's been such little time, but I'm gonna hit him with, I guess, just a C plus, I guess, because it's around 12 games. It's just got to come together. It's definitely a different vibe compared to overtime.
Jared, let me tell you this. He's averaging 30 minutes a game, 11 points.
Ooh, okay.
3 rebounds, and ready for this? 2 blocks, 1.2 steals, and 4 assists.
Okay.
Jared, he's the rookie of the year leader right now.
Okay, I think I got him mixed up with. Okay.
Yeah, Ahmed's struggling over in Houston.
Yes, he's the one that's struck. Okay, that's not
Asar
bad.
is killing it.
I was say I thought he was, but like, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna change my grade then. After my confusion, I'm gonna hit him with a A going into this year. Lots of playing time, obviously. Definitely making the most of it in a Pistons organization that is kind of run by Cade right now and Jalen Duren. So hopefully he's able to be kind of that third man and be a not just a role player, but a solid guy that the Pistons can rely on when they need him to step up.
I'll go A. I mean, I think the Pistons are doing a great job building that team. Cade, Asor, Duran, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey. I mean, they're doing a great job. And I think I saw a post about him the other week, and he's been putting up very consistent numbers. I mean, and these numbers I'm looking at right here are pretty good. And he's a small forward too. He's not like a center or a power forward. I mean, he's a small forward averaging 11 rebounds a game with Duran, who's already averaging like 12, especially with Stewart and other bigs on that team. That's pretty good in my opinion. And he's still having good percentages and good points from what I'm looking at. And he's a good defensive player too from these stats. I mean, you don't see a rookie, average 1.5 steals and 2 blocks. I mean, obviously his stats are going to alter as the season goes on, but I mean, as of now, I think the Pistons killed it with this pick. So I'll go A.
I'm gonna go A plus. I mean, he's leading for the rookie year for me right now. His last 3 games: 15 rebounds, 13 rebounds, 16 rebounds. I mean, this dude's putting up insane rebounding numbers. The playmaking's there. The scoring is starting to come around. I mean, he's shooting honestly pretty efficiently for not what I expected out of both the Thompson twins. Shooting wasn't always, their strongest suit, but Asar's come in. He's played well. I was unsure about the fit next to Cade Cunningham, but he's completely adjusted. He's shown versatility that we knew he had, and he already looks like an all-defense team player. I mean, he could legit make all-defensive second team or first team as a rookie this year. He's playing that well. Kind of crazy. The second Thompson twin is playing better than the first one right now. Can't say I would have expected that.
That's so true.
It is. Jared, it is. It is.
It is.
It is. All right. Well, Wemby. Every single Sports Center post, House of Highlights post is about Wemby. So we see a lot about him. But what are we thinking about him?
I'm gonna hit him with an A plus. Okay. I might be giving into the media attention, but
yeah, Jared, you were a hater before the season started.
I was a big I didn't think Wemby was gonna be this good in the league, and I think that the Suns game definitely showed how he can step up and be that guy. Just the amount of things he can do with that body frame it's so unfair that it's going to be difficult to truly find a way to stop him, because he's going to do what he does, and if you just let him control the game, it's just a scary scene.
I'm going to go B+. I have a couple concerns about Wemby, that being his abysmal three-point shooting. He's shooting below 30%, which is pretty bad. And he attempts like almost 10 threes a game, 8 threes a game. I think he needs to use his height a little more inside the paint, kind of not focus on three-point shooting. I get if you're open, shoot it, whatever. But I feel like he needs to be utilized a little bit better. I feel like recently he's done really good. I remember his first game was okay. Wasn't against the Mavericks. Wasn't anything special. But recently, especially against that Suns, great game. What else am I looking at? Let's see. That's something else to say. I mean, defensive capabilities is also there. Dude's averaging 2.5 blocks and a steal as a rookie, which is kind of crazy, and 9 rebounds. I mean, and 20 points. You can't get much better than that. Maybe he needs to work on his three-point shooting a little bit, but I'll go B+, A- territory for Wemby as of now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go A. He had so many expectations coming into the draft, generational. You never see players with this kind of height, speed, skill, all that he has. I mean, he's playing well, averaging just under 20 points. I think Spurs are very happy with what they're seeing. Aidan, you mentioned the 3-point shooting. That's something that he showed he had the ability to do over in France, and it hasn't necessarily translated well yet, but at least he's not losing confidence in the shot. He's still shooting it. I think he knows that he can hit them, and so it'll start coming around for him. He's just going to keep taking those shots, keep getting the opportunity. But the defense is crazy, because I saw a video of him blocking an Andrew Wiggins 3-pointer from like halfway across the court. The reach is insane from him. How are players going to shoot over him? Like, it's actually just crazy. He's a glitch.
Yeah.
2K
my team card.
Real league, yeah. Jared, that's who you wish your park player was Wemby.
That's so true. Even though I don't make centers in 2K.
I don't even play park anymore.
Yeah, because you're gross.
I gave up on my career after 2K17. Man.
That's horrible.
Dude, I didn't like what they did.
I'll take.
I gave up on my team after 2K20.
That's kind of valid. I can't lie.
Yeah, it is valid. 2K is now kind of the same. And so we're gonna go to NFL picks. We didn't keep the records for last week. We'll have to go back and rewatch the episode to get those, because we didn't think of writing them down. A revolutionary idea, I know, but we didn't think about it. So we're doing it this time. Jared's writing them down. He's the scribe. Describe. And we're going to go through, pick out games. Start with the Thursday night game. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens just lost at home to the Browns. Now another division rival comes into town.
Is it in Cincy, right? Or is it in Baltimore? In Baltimore. Okay. Then I'm going to take the Ravens. Burrow losing at home to CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has been so good. But that's off topic. But I'm going to take the Ravens. Hopefully Lamar bounces back. Well, not hopefully, because I don't know who I want to win this game, if I'm being honest. But Lamar is definitely going to have that knack to win after blowing that lead to the greatest team in the league, the Cleveland Browns. But yeah, he's gonna want to get back and especially win a big divisional game. It's gonna be a big week for the AFC North.
Yeah, I'll go Ravens. Burrow has had his games, and he's also had his struggles. Obviously, beginning of the season was absolutely horrendous for not even Burrow, but the entire Bengals team. And the Ravens are, like I said, I was very happy the Browns beat them, but the Ravens are still an insanely good team. I mean, that defense is. I literally looked at their roster the other day on the defense. I didn't realize how good it was. They got so many good players on that team. Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey. I mean, Kyle Hamilton, even. He's insane. Clowney's having a great year. Michael Pierce. I feel like I'm forgetting some big name too, honestly, but that team is really, really good. And that defense is legit. And that offense, I mean, is even better in my opinion. I mean, Lamar Jackson, I think, is top 3 MVP candidate this year, without a doubt. Yeah, and I don't think the Bengals defense stands a chance against that O. Neither does that Bengals offense. So Ravens get the easy dub Thursday night.
I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals, right? I think
it's such an LSU fan bias.
No, it's not, Jared.
It so is.
A bounce back from Joe Burrow after a loss, it exists. It just exists. Burrow's gonna come back. He's going to play great football. He's gonna go out there and try hard, right? I do. I mean, the Bengals, I think they match up well with the Ravens. Obviously, a lot of talk, between Jamar Chase and the Ravens secondary and Marlon Humphrey. But we'll see if he can back it up. But I just think the Bengals always bounce back. They find a way to do it. I mean, they did it at the beginning of the season. They just lost at home in the jungle. People aren't happy about that. Team isn't either. I think they'll bounce back. Next on the list here, we'll just stick in the AFC North. Steelers at Browns. Steelers have not gained an opponent on yards the entire season.
I'm going to take the Browns. No bias in any way. But, yeah, Watson, hopefully, gets more confidence after that second half. Abysmal first half. Just one of the worst QB first halves I've ever seen. But then goes 14-14 in the second half. Hopefully he rides that momentum against a very scary Steelers defense. And I think we just got to contain TJ Watt. And I think it's going to be real difficult losing both tackles, losing Dewan Jones and Jedrick Wills. But we just got to outlast them, I think. Hopefully Myles Garrett is able to prove some of the TJ Watt is better allegations. And just got to hope we ride momentum against a game that is a must win.
Yeah, I'll go Browns. I'm gonna be unbiased as I can. That Steelers offense is. I don't think Kenny Pickett's a good quarterback at all. I seriously don't. He hasn't proved nothing to me all year, in my opinion. And like I said, that offensive line is terrible, horrendous. I think Dalvin Tomlinson, Myles Garrett, heck, Jordan Elliott. I think we're just going to eat up that O-line easily. I think they should just blitz the crap out of the Steelers, make Kenny Pickett feel pressured, get to Najee if they run the ball. I got Browns winning.
Yeah, we're going to sweep here on the Browns. I just think they're a better team than the Steelers. This time you have them at home. You lost the first time in Pittsburgh. Watson, he does need to start coming around, and you can't just only have good second halves. But, I mean, the Browns' defense has been incredible for the whole year. I just think they're a better team than the Steelers. I do want to ask you guys, though, because I didn't get to watch the first half of the game. I was doing a broadcast, Cincy basketball. We won 3-0. But you said, Jared, the worst first half of a quarterback you've ever seen.
It was bad. He was like...
How does he compare to Iowa quarterbacks?
Okay, well...
Because we know Iowa is probably the worst offensive
we're not going, assuming we're not mixing those realms, I'll say worst QB half in the NFL.
In the NFL.
Actually, you go with that.
Iowa quarterbacks are still...
Iowa quarterbacks are so bad.
Pouring out for the Iowa fans, man. Brian Francis gone after this year. Pray for the Iowa fans. So their quarterback did the transfer portal today. Well, their old quarterback, Spencer Petras, the one who was absolutely terrible. I'm not sure anyone's gonna offer him a scholarship, but
exactly.
Good for him, I guess. This one might be a sweep. Cardinals travel to Houston to take on C.J. Stroud and the Texans.
Give me C.J. Stroud and the Texans riding off hot, off a big win in Cincy. I don't think they drop this game in any way.
Give me the I'm just kidding. Give me the Texans. I mean, Cardinals are dog water. C.J. Stroud, honestly, top 5 MVP candidate. Give me the Texans easily.
Yeah, we'll make this quick. Texans sweep. Stroud's been amazing. We've got another division match. A lot of division matchups this week. We've got the Titans and the Jaguars. It's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville suffered a terrible home loss to the 49ers last week.
This is a weird matchup because the Titans are a very sneaky team. Like, they're not bad. They're not, like, that good, though. I'm going to take the Jags. I think the defense is going to... They're going to have that get-back type mentality, and they're going to take advantage of a rookie quarterback. I think if they get pressure, it's going to be a long day for Will Levis in Jacksonville. Yeah, so just give me them Jaguars.
Give me the Titans. I think this Jaguars team has been terrible this year. I think Will Levis is going to have a bounce-back game. I know it's in Tennessee. Or it's in Jacksonville, right?
It's in Jacksonville.
Okay. You know who eats up against Jacksonville is King Henry. King Henry against AFC South is insanely legit. And I think the Titans should utilize King Henry a little more. I think Will Levis needs to be a little more confident. I think he has a good shot with a terrible defense coming up. I think Titans might win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jaguars. As much as I'm tempted to take the Titans because I really like Will Levis, I think they bounce back. Trevor Lawrence has been bad, but it's at home. I think that gives them the advantage over a young rookie quarterback. This one really should be a sweep. How are the Raiders 5-5? By the way, that's crazy. But
they play some bad teams.
The Dolphins host the Raiders.
Give me the Dolphins. No, but they're not stopping that offense, in Vegas. Just not happening.
Yeah, Dolphins. That one's a give me.
Quick one. Dolphins. Next one, probably also a quick one. Cowboys take on the Panthers in Carolina.
That doesn't mean anything that it's in Carolina. Give me Dak Prescott playing on an MVP level these past weeks.
Yeah, Cowboys are legit. I mean, they just demolished the Giants. They've been demolishing their past competitors. Even against the tough Eagles defense, I mean, they did pretty good. Give me the Cowboys.
Cowboys win with ease, I think. This one might also be a sweep. The Bears take on division rival the Lions in Detroit.
These are some bad games.
Some bad
But give me
games.
the Lions. I love me some Lions football.
I want to take an underdog here. I already took the Titans though, but I'll just take the Lions. Lions offense is pretty good. My concern with the Lions is their defense at times. I mean, we saw it in the Ravens game. I mean, they got demolished that Ravens game. They put up, what, 3 points? Bears defense is terrible. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, Lions sweep. This one's interesting. We have the Chargers heading to Lambeau Field, taking on the Packers.
Give me, you know what? Give me the Packers. I want to see Jordan Love bounce back. He needs it. He needs it bad.
I'll take the Chargers. Both defenses are absolutely horrendous, but I think the Chargers have better weapons and more talent, so I'll give the Chargers.
I'll take the Packers. I said on my friend Chase's radio show, I am not taking the Chargers in a pick 'em until they fire Brandon Staley, so I will stay true to that. Give me the Packers. Another division, Giants taking on the Commanders. We talked about Sam Howell earlier. Do they win?
I might take Sam Howell in this game. Not a good Giants team, and they're going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, that Giants team is horrendous. That Giants team's terrible. The Commanders, easily.
Commanders sweep. Sam Howell is that guy. Next we have probably not that guy. Baker Mayfield heading to San Francisco to take on the 49ers.
Ooh.
It's going to be a rough day for Baker on
Give
that.
me the Niners. 34-3 win in Jacksonville. They are riding high.
I'm going to go with the upset here. Give me in the years. Beating the 49ers in San Fran. I know it's risky. I'm a big Baker believer. So is my roommate. I think I know that 49ers defense is good, but I think it's going to be an offensive battle in my opinion. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not a believer in Brock Purdy at all. It's going to be an offensive blood battle in my opinion. Both defenses. I mean, the 49ers defense is good, but I feel like the way Baker's been playing, he's been playing very good. But I think the Buccaneers are going to take this one.
Yeah, give me the 49ers. The defense is too good for Baker. And it's in San Francisco. That's a tough place to play.
That's a tough place to play.
Tough place to play. We got, speaking of tough places to play, the Jets have to go to Buffalo. Bills Mafia.
I'm going to take the Bills. Zach Wilson, he's not the answer in New York unless Aaron Rodgers miraculously comes back next week. The Jets ain't winning. Give me the Bills.
Oh, the way the Bills are playing right now, they look like crap.
They are currently losing as we.
I have the stream these on my side window right now of the game. That's tough. I mean, the Bills. I think the Bills are like kind of overrated in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that defense is as good as people say. The offense is okay. Josh Allen's not bad, obviously. I mean, I think the Jets' defense is insanely good, though. I don't know. Give me the Bills, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets pulled off the upset. But for now, give me the Bills.
I'm really tempted to go Jets, but I am going to go Bills. I do think they win. Home stadium has a big thing to do with it. Bills, it's hard to play up there in Buffalo, and Zach Wilson has not looked great. Although I'm still a Zach Wilson believer, so I refuse to admit that I got a quarterback projection wrong. So I'm still a Zach Wilson believer. This is an interesting division matchup here. The Seahawks take on the Rams. The Rams fall off grace, man.
The Rams aren't all that. Seahawks, they're competing in that NFC. Give me the Seahawks.
Is Matthew Stafford back?
I don't
know.
I don't know. That's
ESPN gives the Rams a 58% chance to win, so I'm assuming they're expecting.
He might be back.
He's
Is it
questionable
at
right now.
LA or Seattle? Which one is it?
It's at LA. At LA.
I don't know. Seahawks defense has been very bad this year. Very under. I thought the defense this year was gonna be amazing. It's been horrendous. I mean, Tariq Woolen has been terrible. I mean, Devin Witherspoon's been pretty good. Oh God, this one's tough. Just give me the Rams. I'll take the Rams in this one. I think if Matthew Stafford's playing, he's gonna have a bounce back. I mean, they're all also coming off a bye week too, so they're all well rested. Um, yeah, I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, I'll go Seahawks. They sneakily compete, so I just like them. They're 6-3. And we've got one of your teams here, Vikings Broncos, running a little bit out of time. We'll make this one quick. Jared, what do we got? It's in Denver.
Give me the Pastronaut. Give me Josh Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, that Minnesota. I mean, I'll be honest, the Broncos haven't looked terrible recently, but Josh Dobbs, I think, is a legit quarterback. He looks pretty good. Hawkinson and Addison have been playing phenomenal. Yeah, give me the Vikes.
Yeah, I'll take my upset here. Give me the Broncos. I don't know. I feel like coming.
He's
But
letting Russ cook.
this is the big game of the week, right? Monday night, Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl
Oh,
rematch. Insane Monday night game.
I think it's in Kansas City, right?
It is in Kansas City.
Okay. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think this is the game, shockingly, even though the Chiefs offense has not been very consistent or good this year. But I think this is the game where Mahomes realizes that he needs to lock in and push that offense to being one of the top offenses. And I just think he does it. It's what he does. He's just so talented that I just don't think there's a world where he doesn't compete. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs all day. I mean, at Arrowhead too on a Monday night game. That's
so true.
Yeah, that Eagles defense is good, but I mean, I think Mahomes is him obviously, and he could sling the ball. I mean, he makes Rasheed Rice look like Terrell Owens out there. Give me the Chiefs.
I think I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I think they win this rematch. They're hungry. They're mad from last season. Obviously, these are probably again the two favorites to match up in the Super Bowl. But I think the Eagles take this one. I just think they've made a lot of good moves, acquiring Kevin Byard. I think they've had a lot of players step up. DeAndre Swift. Hurts needs to pick up his play. But I think, Jared, similar how you mentioned, this is the week Mahomes locks in. I think this could also be the week that Jalen Hurts locks in. He's probably had this game scheduled or circled on his calendar since the Super Bowl. Since the schedule came out, Jalen Hurts has been looking forward to this rematch. Those are the picks. Jared, you have them written down.
Yes, I do.
We will go back and calculate our record next week. I think that's about all we have for this episode. I want to thank Aidan for joining us on this episode.
You guys
Definitely a fun one. Episode 6 now. We've gone to 6 weeks of this. Kind of crazy. As always, this will be uploaded on YouTube or Spotify. You can follow us on both of those. Instagram at this.justinpodcast. Both me and Jared's socials as well are in the description. Aidan, if I remember, I'll put them down there. And yeah, I think that's about it. Jared, you got anything else?
I got nothing. Go Browns.
All right. Well, we will see you all in next week's episode.
Indeed.